Big breaking news on Republic TV. First on Republic, government asking vaccine makers to reduce the price. This is big breaking news coming in. The centre has asked Serum Institute, Bharat Biotech to lower the price of the COVID-19 vaccines as India gears up to inoculate all aged above 18. Big breaking news. First on Republic TV, government asking Serum Institute, Bharat Biotech to lower the price of COVID-19 vaccines. Now, both these companies, both Serum Institute and also Bharat Biotech, had announced their prices over the weekend. And Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech, while selling the vaccines to the government of India at rupees 150 per dose, 4 states had quoted different prices. Covishield was quoted at 400 rupees per dose to state governments. Covishield was being sold at rupees 600 to states. Covaxin, I beg your pardon, was being sold at 600 per dose to states. And at private hospitals, the same, that is Covaxin, was being sold at 1,200. There has been a large discussion and a debate on whether the prices were justified, whether they had to be reduced, whether there was a need for equal pricing. And we're getting in some breaking news. We have some breaking news now. Let me go across to Madhurima joining us on the phone line. Madhurima, we're hearing now that the government has asked both Serum Institute and Bharat Biotech to reduce the prices. What more do we know? Is there any more news coming in? When was this communication sent out? And what was the concern?
Niranjan, the concern is looking at the number of cases that are rising day by day, where India is recording over 3 lakh cases of COVID-19 every day, and with the third phase of vaccine beginning from next month, from the beginning of the next month, and the registration will start from 28th itself to for people above age of 18 to get registered themselves and get vaccinated after May 1st. That is why the government has, according to our sources, has said that the Serum Institute of India and Bharat Biotech will have to reduce their COVID vaccine cycles because we know that they...
Okay, stay with me, Madhurima, because I also have Dr. Jailal of the IMA joining us on the phone line. Dr. Jailal, before I come across to you, I have the prices on the screen, and I just want to read out why this debate was triggered in the first place and what's going on now when the centre has spoken to the vaccine makers. Covaxin being sold to the centre for 150 rupees, to the states at 600 rupees, to private hospitals at 1,200. Now let's show you the prices for Covishield. Price being sold to the centre 150 rupees per dose, to states 400 rupees per dose, to private hospitals 600 rupees per dose. And there have been requests from different states, stakeholders, to see whether there can be an equal pricing, whether that's possible at all. But Dr. Jailal, what is the medical view on this, or does your medical association have any view on this?
Yeah, IMA has IMA requested our central government to reduce the price to the maximum lowest possible so that it will be beneficial for the entire public. If you see, the 18 to 45 years are the most of the people who are the vendors, or the low shopkeepers, or the low-level workers, and those are the people who are the more virulent spreaders of this disease. So when it is asked for them to pay a large sum of money, they will not come forward to take the vaccination. So it is mandatory on our part to reduce the vaccination price at par with the government hospital or the private sector, or at least to bring down or slash down the price to the maximum possible level. We have requested the government to supply the vaccine through Jan Aushadhi scheme, which is a flagship program started by our Honorable Prime Minister, where the generic drugs are given in the lower cost. So equally like that, instead of opening the open market, bring it through the Jan Aushadhi so that it will be able to reach the people at the lowest rate possible. I am so thankful to the government if they are taking the steps to reduce the price. I am looking forward with the hope that the price will be reduced. Then only the target for us to reach the maximum possible level of immunization, that to universal immunization will be possible within a near future level.
Can I request you to stay with me, Dr. Jailal? I request you to stay with me because I have someone, who you know well and who was also part of the Prime Minister's meeting. Dr. Shashank Joshi and Dr. Jailal, both of them were part of the Prime Minister's meeting a few days back. Let me take one question with Dr. Shashank Joshi and then go back to Dr. Jailal. I want both of you gentlemen to just tell our viewers, both doctors, very senior medical experts. Dr. Joshi, would like to get your perspective on this as the government asks vaccine makers to intervene and reduce prices. Where do you stand on this issue?
I think, see, they want to make it accessible and affordable to everybody, whether it is the private sector or the state government. So I think it's a welcome move. And I think it is trying to be more equitable and as equitable as possible. Because
Okay.
I think government of India has also given them for seed funding,
Yes.
what was necessary and needed. And I think this is a time of pandemic. And in pandemic times, this is an apt move and a very welcome move so that there will be a largest access. And at the end of the day, if somebody has to shell out the money from their pockets in times of a crisis like this, I think a lower price will always help.
Yeah, and as per your knowledge, has there been any communication or any concern that was addressed because you're part of the task force in Maharashtra? I know it happens at a political level, but has there been a concern about the prices?
The differential pricing was a little, there has been, this will always happen. Now, this is not our domain. Honestly, we are medical doctors. So, this is a finance or economic domain. So maybe you are in a better position than me. But even then, I think when there is inequity, then, we are not very comfortable with inequity.
Yeah. Now,
So
Dr.
if there is a
Jailal.
little parity,
Yeah.
it's something which is welcome.
Okay. Stay with me, Dr. Joshi. Just another minute. I'll just take one short question with Dr. Jailal because I just want you to be a part of this conversation. Dr. Jailal, now, obviously there were many questions on the minds of people when both vaccines were being sold to the center at 150 rupees. Now, there is a lot of confusion also created by different people. But the fact is, half of these vaccines are being bought by the center and they are being given completely free to the states. So 50% of all the vaccines in India, by default, are being given free by the center to the states. And most states, I think about 70 to 80% of the states have already announced that they would be, vaccinating their adults free, which of course would also increase the state expenditure. So do you see some sort of pressure now building on the vaccine makers to perhaps, lower the price now?
It's absolutely true. 50% the center is in a government hospital, but they not be used for the 18 to 40. So only those who are above 40 get free from the. Now it is only the state has to come on for the 45 years. And the state must work on the part.
Okay.
And if you see the price, company is exporting the other countries, it's much less than a country. So that is not a, for our still